One of the biggest fitness myths is when people say carbs make you fat. Carbs don't make you fat. I'm a big donut guy.
Do you have any idea how bad your water filter is, or what contaminants might be hiding in it? It's actually kind of nuts.
What is up, everybody, and welcome to tonight's stream. How's everybody doing? So tonight we are doing a new first impression stream, and that is for This Way Madness Lies. It is the new game from Zeboyd Digital Entertainment. So I want to say thank you and a shout out to Zeboyd for giving me a review copy of the game to try out. So tonight's... Let me get switched over here, sorry. So tonight's first impression stream is a little bit different from the normal first impression streams. I've actually already played through the entire game. It's not actually very long. I think my playthrough was about 4 hours. It's not very long at all. Very short, very sweet JRPG. Very nice bite-sized JRPG that you can finish in a weekend, or actually if you had the time you can sit down. If you had 4 or 5 hours depending on how you play, you can actually finish it in one sitting, and it's actually quite lovely. I actually really enjoyed the game. I will post a full review. I will have a video for a full review of the game on YouTube, but this is just the first impressions, and since I've already played the game, this is more of a first impressions for you guys, for you to be able to see it on the channel. So, but we'll still do the first impressions review in the same format that we normally do. We'll talk about the story, we'll talk about the gameplay, the music, all the good stuff about the game, and then we'll rate it out of 5. Because that's how I do things, is first impression reviews get scored out of 5, and full reviews get scored out of 10. So, alright, so let's dive right in here. So, the way this game is marketed, if you like Shakespeare, if you like magical girls, if you like comedy, and if you like turn-based RPGs, this game is for you guys. So, I'm going to go ahead and throw the link in the chat. And that takes you directly to the Nintendo eShop to purchase the game. It is only $9.99. Great price for this really cool game. Alright, so obviously, straight off the rip, listen to that music. That is not a track that you normally hear at the beginning of a retro RPG. A retro style RPG. Listen to that. Full lyrics, guys. I thought that was a very interesting touch. Okay, so let's go ahead and select new game here. We're just going to do easy mode just to go through the story a bit and try out the game. Dear player, welcome to my game, This Way Madness Lies. I am Shakespeare, yes, that Shakespeare. This game includes lines of dialogue from my plays as well as dialogue that has been inspired by my writings. I am aware that much of my writing can be considered difficult to understand by modern audiences, but not to fear. My good friends at Zaboy Digital Entertainment LLC have crafted a ye olde English to New English translator. Now this, guys, is a really cool addition to the game. Should a bit of dialogue prove too difficult to read, merely press right on the control setup or the D-pad to auto-translate the words to New English. You can also press left to go back to the original Old English text now that you know what it means. Bear in mind that you can only translate appropriate dialogue. Modern dialogue needs no such translation. So this is an example. So he's saying all that glisters is not gold. So that's the Old English. So if you hit right on the D-pad, it's going to take you to Zaboyd's translation, and that's don't judge a book by its cover. So the game starts off in Verona, Italy, during the time of Romeo and Juliet. So you see there's an example of Romeo speaking in Old English, and the Zaboyd's translation is I have a bad feeling about this. Okay, so here we have the girls, who are the main characters of the game. Imogen being the main girl. So they are coming through a portal into the world of Romeo and Juliet. We have Paulina, Rosalind, and Viola. Okay, so now they're going to transform basically into these magic-wielding warriors. It kind of reminds me a lot of like Sailor Moon, and it's got like a little transformation sequence. Now the transformation sequence is a little long. It goes up until almost a minute, but there is an option to be able to skip it though after this first sequence. Now the interesting thing to note about this game is that I feel like there's a mix of Shakespeare and obviously the concept. Hey Ragrathus, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. So, the concept of the RPG combat comes from Shining Force, which is a very, very good RPG series. We may eventually play some of that on the channel. But it's like Shakespeare and the whole concept of going to different worlds and saving different worlds. It kind of reminds me of Kingdom Hearts, but instead of like going to Disney worlds, you're literally going to the different plays of Shakespeare. So it's kind of interesting. So the first world we're in is Romeo and Juliet. We're in Verona, Italy, and we're trying to save it from mutant plants, basically, which is it's kind of interesting. So you have Shakespeare, you have like Sailor Moon type magical girls who transform and can use these abilities, who try to save the world. They're all in high school. It transitions from high school to the worlds. It's very odd, Ragrathus, but it's actually pretty cool. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, I've actually already finished the game. My playthrough is about 4 hours. It's actually a very good turn-based RPG if you want to play it on a weekend or just in one sitting, really, if you have the time. So Random battles, the enemies are actually on the screen, so you can run into them. They don't just appear out of nowhere. So our menu, so we have the girls here: Imogen, Paulina, Viola, Rosalind. So we have their abilities. We can equip traits, items. You can select the battle function, and it automatically puts you in a random battle from the area. So that's kind of cool. So just in case you want to grind more levels, I guess. Settings, you have your party formation, the save function, party chat, and the tutorials. So if you look down below on the right hand corner of the screen, it's going to tell you how many minutes in the game you are. It's going to tell you everyone's level. And the funny thing about this game is that every character is going to be the same level. You get experience at the end of the fight for the entire party. It's not per character. All of the characters level up the same, and they gain abilities and things as they gain levels, which you'll see in a minute after a battle. And then in the middle here, it's going to tell you exactly what world we're in, and we're in the world of Romeo and Juliet. So very interesting music for a retro style turn-based RPG. We're definitely vibing. Okay, so these little creatures on the screen, so when you touch one on the overworld, it's going to send you into a battle. So it's just talking about the hyper mode in battle, and it increases your magic and your abilities and stats. Okay, so this is basically what the battle screen looks like. So there is no normal attack function in this game. There are skills that each individual character has, and there's a unite ability, which is going to combine the powers of two of the girls. And then you have your items. Now, as long as you have an item equipped, the items are unlimited. They don't run out. So you start off with 2 items in your backpack, and as you go along, you find treasure chests that have items that will increase the amount of items you can keep in your backpack. So this game relies heavily on elemental weaknesses, and poison will be your best friend, I'll tell you that right now. I pretty much used poison in almost every battle I was in. So here, all enemies defeated, you gain 3 XP. All of the girls gain the same amount of XP and level up at the same time. So it's not individual leveling. And I would say the game itself is not too grindy either. Once you defeat all the enemies in the map, you should be able to gain enough levels to defeat the boss. It's not too bad. So not only do each individual character Game Boy vibes. I mean, yeah, kinda. I guess you could say that. Honestly, when I first seen it, I didn't know what to expect from it, but it's actually a nice little turn-based RPG. So not only do they have physical and magical attack skills, but they also are able to heal one another and use buffs and debuffs. So Regrithus, I don't know if you heard what I was talking about in the beginning, but in this game, so obviously Shakespeare uses a lot of Old English style text, so they actually have a modern translation by using the D-pad. So here we have the Old English, so "O Romeo, Romeo, where art thou, Romeo?" And then you press right on the D-pad to go to the company's translation. And how would you like to be, Bob? Bob is a good name. So there's a lot of comedy in this game. It's very funny. There's a lot of very funny text, especially during the high school sequences. Okay, so let's use a Unite skill. So we'll do Inferno. So the Unite skill combines the magic of two girls, and they're able to use a stronger spell. Alright, so now we level up to level 6. Alright, so since the red vine has been defeated, the red vines on the map that take up space to where we can't get past them, so now they're gone. So yeah, as you level up, as the party levels up, each girl will get new abilities or traits, and they can only equip so many at one time. So right now, 7 abilities and 3 traits is all that we can equip. And this game is only $9.99. It's not that bad of a price for a really good turn-based RPG that you can finish in a weekend. I mean, it's a pretty good price to me. This is actually the first game from Zeboyd Digital Entertainment that I've played, so I'm definitely looking forward to trying out some more. And you actually will level up quite frequently as well. I think I finished the game at level 52. You do level pretty frequently, so the game is not very grindy. Okay, so this is going to take care of the blue vines now. Alright, there should be one more set of vines. Should be able to get rid of the green vines now. Alright, so here we have the green vine creatures. So this should open up the rest of the level. And each one of these Shakespearean worlds, they don't actually take that long to complete, with the exception of the in-game world, which is by far my favorite. It does take about twice as long as a normal world, but it's great. Love it. So yeah, most of the enemies are actually pretty easy to defeat right now, but later on they're going to get a little harder and start to use they're going to start to use other like debuffs and things like that that will affect the way you play. And there is 4 difficulty levels, guys, just in case you want to make it more challenging. Sometimes I do get a little lost. Do have to backtrack a little bit to try to figure out where you're going, but not too bad. should be close to the boss, actually, I believe. I think it's up here. Yeah, here we go. See, so now Romeo's saying, am I rescued yet? I should have been rescued by now. What's taking so long? Alright, so we are fighting Rosebud. Also, so if you're targeting a single enemy, you can also press down on the D-pad and it shows you all of their stats. So it looks like fire damage and light damage does more. So let's do Unite, use Inferno. Alright, so now we save Romeo. So not only do you fight enemies in the Shakespearean worlds, but also those creatures and enemies start leaking over into your own world through portals. So you have to fight different enemies and bosses in the high school setting as well. So these girls are also part of the drama club, and they also put on all of these Shakespearean plays as well. So now Imogen is actually talking to us through the screen, which is, I think, very funny. Sure, we like Shakespeare. Okay, one great thing that I love about this game, comedy-wise, is after each world, you come back and you're coming to English class, and their normal teacher is gone. Miss Lofgren is gone. And here, so she's bitten by a pygmy hedgehog, so they have someone filling in. There is an incident with that teacher every single class. Every single time you come back to class, and the reason why she's out just gets more and more ridiculous, and it's hilarious. Yeah, so normally in the English class, they will have the player help them with a choice. I'm not very good at knowing a lot about Shakespeare, so I just kind of wing it. No need to shout, especially when you're wrong. So actually, I guess you could say this game is a little bit educational as well, because you're learning a bit about Shakespeare and English lit, so it's actually pretty cool. So here in the intermission screen, we can go in and we can equip new abilities. Alright, and we'll go ahead and save it. And you can talk to each girl. And they're usually just talking about school or something about the play they're working on. No real reason to talk to them during the intermission, just to get some fun dialogue. Yeah, so that Rosalind doesn't like the Bartolator, so they start calling the player the Thespian. Okay, so here we have the Sailor Moon style transformation sequence. But if you don't want to watch it, you can skip it. So it says skip the transformation sequence. What is wrong with you? So keep watching or skip. Also, I kick puppies. Well, we're going to skip it, but I do not kick puppies, guys. So now they find out that there's two Imogens, one from a different world. Choose video games all the way. Okay, so here's a good one. Ms. Lofgren's sphenopalatine ganglioneuralgia is acting up and she's home in bed. I don't even know what that just was. Oh, it's a brain freeze. Okay. I know someone who had a brain freeze once and didn't take it seriously, and now he's dead. So there's some pretty good comedic moments. So see, it's a nice balance between going to these worlds and fighting these enemies and coming back and enjoying pizza and going roller skating. I mean, it's a nice balance of things there. It definitely has a unique vibe, you're right. Also, something interesting to note too, is that when I played my playthrough, I chose to visit the pandas at the zoo and not the roller skating rink, which took me there, which I had to fight completely different enemies than these. This is the first time I'm fighting this enemy in this digital video game world. So the fact that you can go to two different areas and have two different types of enemies to fight depending on where you go, that's very unique for this type of game. Yeah, you're right, buddy. I mean, that it is pretty unique. I think the overall concept of the game is very unique. Adding Shakespeare to a video game that's pretty cool. Alright, so now we're in the world of The Winter's Tale. And there's only 3 girls this time. Okay, so we found the letter and the poison or the potion. Let's see. I think there's one other item we have to look at. Oh, we're good. Okay. Hey Ruby, welcome to the stream. Yeah, this is where the madness starts. Okay, so now they've met the Paulina of this world. So she's going to join our party for a short time. So each of the girls have their own doppelganger, basically, in a different world. I do think that some of the music in the game is pretty good, and then at other times I feel like it could be better. I feel like the overall battle theme is not that appealing. Oh, I do like these guys. So these guys are called Jon Snowman, and it says breaking news, winter is coming. And look at them, they look like Jon Snow. So that's just, there's some really funny moments in the game. Cute little things everywhere. Alright, so now we got a bigger backpack so we can equip more items for combat. Actually, come to think of it, I don't remember fighting this enemy in my first playthrough either. So there must be different enemies throughout the game that you can find. Because I don't remember this boss being there. Or it could be wrong. Just didn't seem like I had seen it before, but maybe I did. Yeah, the battle theme is just still not growing on me. I wish it was kind of different. Most of the other music in the game is really good, especially the music at the beginning, because it's like completely different than you would see put in a retro style RPG. But I don't really care for the battle theme. Alright, so now we have Ursa Thulu is our next boss. Okay, so here at the pet shop, you can choose to buy a different pet, like a pet to take along with you. So I am going to choose. I chose the dire wolf last time. Let's do the Neko dragon. Alright guys, so we played through the first couple of levels of the game, so let's go ahead and talk about it for our first impressions of the game. So, what do you guys think about it? Did you guys enjoy it? I know it is very unique. It's a very unique concept. Personally, music-wise, I really like the music, mainly except for the battle theme. I think the battle theme could have been a little bit different. But the fact that it has music throughout the game that actually has lyrics and an actual singer singing, and it's not just, you know, like a background melody, it's a very interesting concept for a retro style RPG. I do like the Shakespeare addition to everything that's also very unique. The fact that you can switch between old English text and like a modern English translation, that's really cool. I do like the Shining Force style combat. And the whole magical girl Sailor Moon transformation concept, that's interesting as well. Just kind of mushing everything together and blending it into a very, very unique RPG experience. I'm going to say I really had a really good time with this game. It was only about around 4 hours long, at least for my first playthrough. I'm sure with higher difficulties it would be probably a lot longer. I think I looked online, and the most time anyone spent with it, they done 100% completion. It was like around 10 hours. I'm not sure if that was at max level or not, but all in all, guys, I think this is a very interesting game, and I'm looking forward to seeing and trying out other Zeboyd Digital Entertainment games. And again, thank you, Zeboyd Digital Entertainment, for the review copy of the game. I really appreciate it. But guys, I'm going to give This Way Madness Lies, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. I know that once you beat it, there is a New Game Plus mode that you can carry over your levels and equipment and different traits and things like that. I have not tried out the New Game Plus, but I'm not sure if this game is a game that I would replay after beating it once. I'm not really sure. Maybe if I just had thought about it and I'm like, hey, I really want to play this again, I'm not really sure if it would be a game that I would replay personally. But all in all, for one playthrough, I think it's very good. Very good for one playthrough. Also, I will go ahead and link the game down here below. So you guys can go take a look at the Nintendo eShop. It's only $9.99 on the eShop. Definitely worth a playthrough. Very, very good price for a game that you can beat in a weekend or in one sitting if you have the time. But I think that's it for the stream tonight, guys. Very short stream. Just wanted to come on here, play This Way Madness Lies for you, and let everyone see how great of an RPG this game actually is. I know it's got a lot of good ratings so far. I'm looking forward to seeing more great games from Zeboyd. And again, Zeboyd, thank you so much for the review copy. So I want to thank you guys for coming out to the stream tonight, and I will catch you next stream. Have a great night, guys.
Who's gonna need more Tide? Everyone. Now there's 85% more Tide in every Power Pod.